everyone, and welcome back to Todo We are here, your hosts today, Maggie,
Yessy.
Haydee.
and we're so excited. We've been having a few interviews, and it's been great. But we're super happy to have our regular episodes with just us talking about life, talking about kids and being wives and being mothers and just being humans and how hard that shit is. And I want to be a cat.
Yes. I would like to be a dog. I think they have a cool life, man.
It depends what type of cat and dog you want. Porque si tú quieres un gato y un perro de Santo Domingo.
No,
I
yo
no,
quiero
no, no,
ser
no, no, no,
Dookie.
no, no.
No. I want to be Dookie.
I want to be Butch
Okay.
and Bishop. See, I see chilling. They sleep in the cot chilling like a.
Yo no quiero ser una gata viralata.
No,
Okay?
No.
Santo Domingo.
No.
¿Cómo se dice? Un gato doméstico.
En una casa buena también, porque hay muchas casas locas.
Sí. I would like to be my dog with me as an owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would be nice.
Pues sí, what has everyone been up to? How we doing, ladies? Dígame, what are we discussing today?
We are discussing a lot of things. Like, I think there's so much coming up, especially now with the holidays, right?
I see.
There's just so much coming up with parenting and families and your own stuff and work. Like, how are you guys doing?
Oh my gosh. Bueno, every day is like, what are my intentions? What am I going to focus the most on? And sometimes we fall to one side more than the other. So finding that balance sometimes is like a little crazy. I'm not going to lie. And then you want to do the things that gives you passion, like this, showing up for this brings me joy. I enjoy, it's part of like a hobby and I really love connecting. So I want to make sure that no matter what, I step into those moments that give me that opportunity to ground myself. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. ¿Y tú, Maggie? Cuenta.
Well, I've been up to running my business, which is, I'm grateful, going really, really well. Being a mom to a 5-year-old, dealing with elementary school and everything that comes with that all. Like, kindergarten is not a joke. And just, trying to navigate and trying to wear the many hats that I wear, but also trying to like figure out some way to also honor myself and take care of myself, So I've been seeing clients 6 times a week. And I think I told you guys that I was like, I'm taking one Sunday a month and I'm not going to see my client and I am just going to go to like get a massage or just be by myself. Cause it's really important. As much as I love what I do, it's a lot, it's just giving a lot of energy, even if they're kids still, and, so that's what I've been up to. A lot of work, a lot of mothering, and yeah.
The many hats that you wear, chica.
Absolutely. Like, I feel you. Like, it's been, in my practice also, it's been really busy. The holidays is a lot. A lot of things come up for many people. Holidays are not always joyful for many of us. And so the practice it's been really busy. And it's great, right? Like, this is the passion. This is what I love to do. But you are giving energy and you're holding space. And you're not only holding space for your clients, but I'm holding space for my kids. I'm holding space for my husband. I'm holding space for my family. Like, it's a lot that I even told you guys in one of our chat, like, I need to disconnect, right?
Yeah.
Like, I disconnected. I'm not really all into social media. Of course, my business account, I check in, but I turn off all of my notifications. And I was like, I just want to be able to feel grounded and in stillness, while also enjoying the holidays with the people that I love.
And
If
you
that
brought up
makes
some
sense.
things, of course, it's like I can totally relate.
Mm-hmm.
And what I want to say is like how we have spent so many like parts of our lives just carrying on and not having the awareness that these are the things that we need to do for ourselves. You know, finding that
Yes.
moment to have that like awareness to say, shit, I need to disconnect from social media. I do need to like find space to get that massage at least once a month. We need to make that happen. We need to set aside that time. No one's going to do it for us. So
No.
it's our responsibility to go ahead and say, vamos a ver, I feel that I'm getting like triggers. I'm getting
Yeah.
hyperactive about something, or I'm getting angry, or something's ticking me off. It's time to, like step back for
Yes.
a second and be like, ven
Yeah.
acá, this shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be acting like this. Something
Yeah.
is making me act like this. I need to do what I need to do to start setting like time aside to work on myself, whatever that looks like. Because
Mm-hmm.
what works
Yes.
for you, Maggie and Yessy, doesn't necessarily have to work for me. So I have to figure out what that is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I was telling my husband actually today, I texted him. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I go, I can't do it now because of the holidays, but I'm like, I think I'm really trying to, and with a 5-year-old, if you really want a long time, you need to plan it. You can't just be like, and that's one thing that I miss about, as much as I love my son, about not having kids. It's that I had that flexibility to be like, I've had a crazy month. Today, I'm just doing nothing. Or today, like when you have someone to take care of, you can't just do that. Like if you're going to have a long time,
No.
you have to plan it, right? But I'm like, in January, there's this little hotel in Nyack called
Mm.
Hotel Nyack.
oh
And
yeah.
when
I
I go
see. They're
visit my
so
cousin,
beautiful.
yo siempre paso por ahí. I'm like, hi, I'm like, I wish I was there.
It
And I'm like,
looks fly.
I am going to figure out, my niece, somebody to, take care of Mateo, whatever. And I'm like, yo me voy ahí una noche to Hotel Nyack
Gotta do it,
Yes.
girl. You gotta
to
do it.
disconnect. And I told my husband just to disconnect from everybody.
Yeah.
You have to find the outlet. Like you just that, like I said, the holidays, they're great, they're fun. For many of us, a lot of things come up, and not only that, it's the expectation. Que un pare aquí, que un pare aquí, que let's
I
get together,
see.
que vamos a hacer esto, que vamos a hacer lo otro. So if you're doing all of that, plus you're running around, que the social media, que esto, que los muchachos, que el trabajo, que lo otro. Yo, this entire week, like I was like, oh my God, me voy a explotar.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, okay, I got to ground myself. I have to really ground myself. I looked at my schedule. I looked at even the schedule of the weekend, like how my weekends are looking. I'm like, I'm going to dedicate this month to the people. I'm not going to say yes to everything. I'm going to say yes to things that I really want to do. But most important for me is in a space where the energy is good and I feel good.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I
Yes.
don't have to work hard in that space. I don't, because that's too much work for me.
No, and then
Yeah.
you go and meet up with
Mhm.
like several like different people. You're really not grounded because you're thinking about the next
No.
event and the next event, and
Sí.
then like you're really not enjoying yourself.
Yes.
So
Yo
it's
quiero,
necessary. Por
sí.
más que uno quiera estar en el coro the whole
Ay,
time,
sí. Sí.
because I love connecting to people, but I also realize that the time I take for myself is definitely required. I love my alone time so much.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Pero yo
it's
quiero estar en mi coro, porque yo no quiero estar alone.
tampoco
Yo no quiero estar alone, yo quiero estar en mi coro, pero yo voy a saber cuál es mi coro, porque yo creo
el
que
coro
muchas veces,
adecuado.
exactamente, uno se mete en coro, nada más porque es coro. And you're like, I know, I want to go home, or this was hard. Oh, the next day you're like, oh, like the energy, like I didn't feel good. So it's like being honest with yourself. ¿Qué coro tú
Yeah.
quieres estar?
Yeah.
Yo quiero estar en un coro que yo me voy a poner mi vestidito, mi taco.
El vestidito y los tacos son necesarios.
You know how I feel about Christmas and dressing up.
Jesse y yo tenemos dos coros diferentes. En el coro mío hay pijama, bathrobes,
I know.
slippers,
Bathrobes. Acá
sí,
están bathrobes.
sí, slippers, ¿ok?
Yo estoy en between ustedes dos. Ay, me gusta estar cómoda, pero con unos tacos, mira. Pero cómoda.
The thing is que before I go into Jesse's coro, I have to be with the people with the bathrobe first.
No, claro. Pero por eso, that's what I'm saying is, for me, right? I'm disconnecting from social media. I'm not saying yes to all the events because for Christmas, everybody's like, hey, you want to hang out? Hey, you want to do this? I'm not saying yes to everything. I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm being very mindful of like, do I want to be here? Or do I need a moment to disconnect and rest and ground myself?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like today we're recording. Tomorrow I'm doing yoga, right? And so next weekend I'm going to a Christmas party, but I'm already like, I'm disconnected from social media. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing my hobby, which is this. I'm going to do yoga tomorrow. And so I am ready to wear the heels. El taco.
Tú vas a estar con los taquitos rojos like Dorothy. There's no place like home. There's no place like
Yes. Ya me va a conocer con mi taquito rojo. I already started in
Ahí
our
está la
nephews.
chica de los taquitos rojos. Yo, I can't. No. Which is so funny, Yessy, that you speak about los taquitos rojos, because I wanted to bring up a topic. And I was thinking, with the holidays, we, as Dominicans, we dress up. Eso es, mira, como dijimos, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, uno se evita un looking para estar trancado en una sala. Pero un looking es, mira, el salón, your nails, y eso, los rolos, y si están cocinando con los rolos y el pañuelo y todo eso, tubi, everything is happening in one day. But speaking of that, the holidays are coming up, and like Yessy said, we're all going to go to a holiday party. Ya tú sabes, las primas, and this is something we try to do as often as possible, but thankfully we've been able to do the holidays really well and kept up our promise. Yeah. Anyhow, we get ready. I get ready yesterday to go to the mall, and as I'm entering the mall, because I'm looking for things like to wear and stuff like that for this party, I walked in and I saw these beautiful shoes. Oh my God. The minute I saw it, I fell in love. So yo dije, yo tengo que por lo menos tratármelo. Si me gusta, it was meant to be, because I never find anything I like. But when I find it, I can't pass out on that opportunity. So voy yo y me lo trato. Desde que yo me lo puse, my daughter, right away, she was like, you serving, girl. You serving. For those that don't know what serving is, coming from a 20-year-old, I feel amazing. That means you're serving. You're looking good. Thing. It's a wonderful thing. And I felt it. I was like, you're being very honest with me, and I love it. Me pongo esos tacos, mira, I felt so sexy, divine. I felt like I was walking yo me sentí tan hermosa y bella and seductive and mysterious all in one. And there's something about heels that does that for me. It changes me completely. I just feel so amazing. What are your thoughts on this, ladies? Because I would love to know if we all feel the same way when we put on those heels. Puede ser botica, puede ser lo que sea, but with heels?
La botica con Listen, everybody that knows me, all my friends know that I love heels. Now that I've gotten older, I won't say, I wear them less because of the, kind of work that I do now. Pero yo me iba a trabajar con taco, con mi botica de taco,
Sí.
And when I was in my 20s and I was in college too, and I was working retail, I used to work retails in heels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love heels. They transform an outfit. Let me tell you what I do now, because as you guys know, I'm in this bathrobe, kind of
Era.
state, right? So I've been wearing a lot of sweatpants. But let
Coño.
me tell you, yo me pongo mis sweatpants a veces con mi botica, con mi taquito.
Con taquito.
Claro, yo me pongo mi taco con mis sweatpants también a
Así
veces.
mismito.
And
Así
I'm
anda
like, oh, look
Alicia.
at me. I look so cool. And I love it. And it transforms you. I'm like, I look nice, right?
It
Because
does.
heels do
Yeah.
that to you. They change, even with sweats, they just change, the whole like outfit.
Everything.
I
It
think it
does.
changed the outfit, but I think for
And
me,
you too.
it's you're confident.
You're
Yeah.
Like,
there you go. It's that word, that
you feel
confidence.
confident. It's
You do.
just for me, like
Yeah.
I love heels, and I stopped wearing them for a long time because I guess you get so caught up with shit and stuff.
Mhm.
Y también vino como una era de flats, que todo el mundo
Sí.
está usando flat.
Y como dice mami, dañan pie también. Esos
Ah,
flats.
sí. Los tacos dañan pies.
Mommy used to
sí.
say two things.
No,
Los
Bueno,
flats.
now they make it. Oh, los flats.
Mommy used to say two
Dependiendo los
things.
hues también.
Flats mata pie. And she always used to say that like those low rise pants, she goes, esos pantalones dañan cuerpo.
Low
I
rise?
used to wear them like crazy. And she used to be like, esos pantalones dañan cuerpo.
¿Qué?
I know my mom is,
The low rise? Ay, Dios mío. I
Pero-
love those.
it really makes you, at least for me, when I wear the heels, it makes me feel real confident. It just changes the outfit. It just changes the mood. And for my nephew's baby shower, like that was the first time in a very long time that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wear heels, and they were 9 inches, y de the skinny ones. And I was like,
Stilettos.
yes, I'm gonna wear it, and I'm gonna try to keep it all night because you know what? I work my legs every fucking at least 3 times out of the week. I should be able to wear this, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get ready. I put them on 45 minutes before I left because you gotta check it, no te penen atrás, que no te penen adelante.
¿A dónde tú tienes que poner la curita? You know?
Yes.
Do I need to put the anti-slip?
It's a process. Yes, I have my big t-shirt on, and my husband is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm trying the heels. I'm trying to heal them. I'm getting used to them, making sure que no me pelen ni nada de eso." So I get there, I wear the heels, I wear them the entire night, and I'm like so
In a baby
freaking proud of
shower.
myself. Yes, in the baby shower. I took them off when we were literally like getting in the car, like leaving.
No, and it's not only that you wore them. You danced in them
danced
all night.
So, yes.
Because wearing it is nothing. Tú te puedes
No.
sentar con los, pero you
Sí,
actually walked around,
Yes.
danced.
Let me tell you.
Yes,
Girl.
I danced the whole night too.
Como dicen los muchachos.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh my God. On Wednesday, when I saw my trainer, I was like, this is working. Let me tell you, Saturday night, I worked. I wore
Mission
my heels
accomplished.
the whole night. I danced. He's like, and he goes, this told you that this is working? What we're doing. Wearing heels confirmed to you that the things that we do work.
You were like, yes, that was the goal. Thank you.
Let me tell you,
Take the compliment.
during the time that I used to go out dancing every weekend, yo me ponía mi taco. I was that girl that never took flats. I'm like, nope, I don't take my shoes off. The secret to wearing your heels all night long is not taking them off. You
That's
take those
true.
heels off, those feet are not going to go back in. And I
No.
used to dance the whole night con mi taco así. I used to love heels. And I've always said it. I don't care. You don't have to. You could be a woman that's like, I'm not into heels. I like, that's great. Pero toda mujer tiene que saber caminar en taco. Es necesario.
You're going to get in
Aprenda a
trouble.
usar su taco because at some point you're going to need them.
And Maggie will give you tutorials.
Claro. If I had a daughter, I'd be like, nah, you don't have to wear them, but you're not leaving my house without you knowing how to rock those.
Yeah, because some
Yeah.
girls be looking some iffy. when
No,
they be wearing
así.
their
Tú has
heels.
visto. Yo he visto en el
Yeah.
internet que hace así. The
Yeah.
ankles. I'm like scared for them. I'm
It's
like,
so-
oh my God, they're
Yes.
going to freaking like break their ankle.
Mhm.
I
Yes,
see.
it's a little iffy. But you
Bueno.
know what? Also, what I've noticed too, and maybe you guys can relate to this. So vino la era de flat, right? With
Mm-hmm.
flat.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I notice is, and maybe it's just my experience, but then when you put the heels and no one has the heels, the girls be looking at you like, why are you wearing heels? Like there's this feeling. Do you guys
Yeah.
experience that? And then
Oh,
you start
yeah.
feeling like, oh my God. Like it's like, why are you wearing heels?
Like you're overdoing it.
Yes.
You're just like, you're just being extra.
Yes.
Yes, I want to be extra. Obviously, I can't wear my heels.
Yes.
Just let me embrace myself. But instead of empowering, and it doesn't this happen in other ways, like, instead of like looking out for each other, supporting one another, saying, damn, girl, you look fly. Instead, you feel that judgmental, maybe that day you woke up and just felt like you felt like when the way I felt yesterday when I put those heels on, maybe that day that's the way I wanted to feel all day with my girls. Why does it have to feel like I have to rethink how I'm feeling when I'm around y'all, and that's not okay. So yeah,
That
you
is
should
true.
never feel ashamed of wearing your heels however the heck you want to. Como dijo Maggie, with sweatpants, with your little big shirt, with however you want to.
I had a doctor's appointment and I'm like, I don't want to look like a bum, at my doctor's appointment, but I'm like, I want to wear my sweatpants because I'm tired and they make me feel comfortable. So I said, I'm going to wear my sweatpants y me voy a poner mi botica de taco y mira, y una suera nice, acabando.
Pero tú tienes que sacarte una foto de eso y yo verlo porque yo nunca he tratado sweatpants con.
No, yo he visto sweatpants. And I've seen sweatpants with heels. They look really nice with like stilettos.
So, yes, I see those too. So it was something this color, like this like tan color. And then my boots are like, they're like dark brown. And they
look really cute. It depends on sweatpants. Again, it's not going to be those huge sweatpants. It's just a style to the sweatpants.
And the sweater was like, a little like high. It looked very nice. I said, mira, este va a ser mi uniforme.
Yeah. And like you could wear those oversized sweaters too, like to the side with the little sweatpants and the little booties. Oh, they look nice. Yeah. So you can still look comfortable and look sexy. Hello. Yeah. You can just style it up. It's all about the person too, how you carry it. You have to have that confidence. You can't be walking around with them heels and them sweatpants. Y tú estás así. Like you gotta like that. That's the whole point, So
yeah. And when I put on my heels, people hear me because I'd be like, boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah, I'm coming with my heels.
I'm coming with my heels.
Yes. Yo no sé que un desorden.
Yes.
When I'm in the kitchen, I have carpet all over my place, but the minute I hit like the bathroom or the kitchen where there's no carpet, it's like clang, clang, clang. Yo dije, esos neighbors míos me odian ahora mismo. They know I'm here.
I said it, right? I'm going to 3 Christmas parties. Y los 3 Christmas parties me voy a poner nita.
Yeah.
Let
me tell you. I was, I had one of those phases, like, you, Maggie, like I went from wearing heels to high school. Yo andaba con unos heels que even over my knee, así, con unos heels and these little mini skirts. I used to dress up to go to high school, pero un looking. And then I had Alicia and I had that huge face where I struggled with my weight. And honestly, as much as I wanted to wear the heels, my ankles was not having it. So I was like, there's no way. Todo it was about comfort and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The minute I lost the weight, and I have been building, not because of the weight, but just my confidence overall. Because even after I lost weight, I still struggled with confidence. So I'm not saying that that's what's going to just help me. But once I lost the weight and built my confidence throughout that journey, I've been really embracing myself as a woman. Just my feminine energy is being awakened. And I feel like so like I'm in love with myself more than ever. And I'm embracing that side of me as a woman with heels. Like it feels so good that I take any opportunity to wear that dress, to wear that skirt, to wear like anything I can to really embrace what's coming out. Like I take my time now. I really enjoy it. So we have those ups and downs and they're all should be embraced. But I love that you're like, I want to be comfortable and still wear them heels because we deserve that. Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think when you, like we were just saying, like, create your own balance. I think when you create
Yes.
your own balance, things work for you. Even though it doesn't sound like normal to others, it still works for you. When
Mhm.
you are able to be honest with yourself and when you are able to take care of yourself, that's what happens. And I think that's what we're talking about. Like, we're all
Yeah.
in some sort of different stages,
Mhm.
but we're still finding the way to take care of ourselves. And I think that's the piece that many of us are missing in our lives. That's the
Yeah.
real piece.
Yeah. And it's good that we're talking about this during the holidays.
Yes. Yes.
We
Because there's
need,
so much pressure.
yeah. I know
Yeah.
women that are like getting ready for like in-laws to come over or family and getting ready to meet those like, standards and what a woman should look like and all that stuff. So take some time to really embrace yourself and give yourself grace for all the shit that you already do, for your families, um, all around, just for yourself. Just take time for yourself. No matter what you do it to fill your cup,
Yeah.
at
And
some
like I
point.
said, I tell this to everyone too. Like, I know that the holidays, it comes with families, it comes with in-laws, and sometimes it comes into spaces that you really don't want to be there. So if it's very uncomfortable to be like, no, say no, I'm not going, be very honest with yourself. And if you're going to put yourself in a space where you're not really feeling it, set fucking boundaries. Be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm going to be there, but I'm only going to be there for 3 hours, or I'm only going to
Yeah.
be there for 2 hours. Right? Like, really be honest with yourself and set boundaries, and don't drown yourself in trying to push yourself to like the space or like these people or whatever the case is. Don't do that. If right now it's too hard to say no, I'm not going, just really strategize how you're going to handle yourself in that
Your
situation.
exit plan.
Yeah, exit plan. Yes. Yes. 2 hours and that's
Very
it. We're
important.
leaving. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you set those 2 hours and you realize it's 2:30 in the morning. You're like, oh shit. I had a great time.
Yeah. That does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because it's just a lot of, like I said, like, a lot of us, our family, we might love them and everything, but sometimes it could be overwhelming. It could be a lot.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
just,
And for those that find that, at this moment too, they're in a space where it doesn't look like it's always looked like it's, if you're used to being with your family at this moment, your family looks different either because you lost a family member or, there's a breakup, divorce. It just looks different for whatever reason, different circumstances. I had a moment too where, I'm not in a relationship. My daughter at that time when she was smaller, when I first moved down here, she ended up spending New Year's with her dad and her dad's partner. The first New Year's, and I was upstate by myself, no family, no parents, with me. And that looked very different for me. And I was the one that gave her, because she was like, I'm just going to stay with my mom. But I realized that she was doing it to make me feel better. But it didn't look like that's what she wanted to do. So I went up to her and I was like, is that really what you want to do? Like, it's okay if you want to go with him and have, mind you, I was broken inside. Probably went numb when she admitted that she wanted to go with him and her and his family. That shit like broke me into pieces, but I had to respect that that's what she wanted. She's not obligated to be there, and I had to let her go. Um, so I struggled with that. And on the day that New Year's came up, I was like, I cried. And then I was like, dude, but I've had fun by myself before. What do I want to do right now aside from crying? Yes, I'm sad, but I don't have to stay this way. This is a choice. I'm alive. My parents are good. She's good. She's good. what do? Mira, yo me metí en ese baño, me lavé la cabeza, me bañé, me di un looking, puse la música, me puse los tacos como que yo iba a salir. I got my champagne that I already had in there, and I had a freaking party. I don't remember if you guys remember. I even sent you guys a video dancing by myself,
Yes.
New Year's.
Yeah.
And I had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
And I just did it. So find ways. You can literally make the choice to turn that upside down. Like you could just turn it around. You don't have to sink in these feelings. I thought that my life was destroyed that moment. And I was like, took it personal. Like she chose him over me. She likes them more than me. And I was like, no, she doesn't. This is all in my head. I made this whole story up. Like this, no. She still loves me and I still love her and it's okay. And I gave her the choice. And I switched it. So, and in case you ever need help, just check it out. Like just go ahead and like look up different ways to feel better. Trust me, it works. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's so beautiful.
That is.
Yeah. It was hard. It's hard. But
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Really
And Mira, you guys didn't even know that I was just dealing with it. And I was trying to, because these are things that as much as we want to talk to people, we gotta do it. You know, we gotta look within and find ways to process what's happening and really sit with it and figure out, okay, like making my daughter feel guilty, is it going to make anything feel like, am I going to feel better for that? Making myself feel guilty for this, is that going to make me feel better for, like, it doesn't have to be this way, you know?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. But it's once again, it's the secret recipe is the secret ingredient to the recipe.
Yeah.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Honesty, yeah.
Honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta be honest. And you can't be bullshitting yourself because it's not, you can't bullshit. You can't. You gotta be honest with yourself. And I think a lot of us struggle with that. And that's the reason why we are feeling burned out and we're feeling overwhelmed and we're having all these feelings. But you just have to, emotions no son el cuco. No somos el cuco. You no son cuco. You just have to see them like it's a message. They're coming with a message. Anger comes with the message of, you don't like this. Don't let this happen again. Sadness comes with the emotion like, you're hurt. You're hurt. Take care of yourself. Yes. Yeah. Emotions come with a message. Even happiness. Oh, you love doing this. Keep doing it. Yeah. And if we start seeing emotions that way, we won't be so afraid of them. We'll be able to sit with them and process and deal with it and be honest with ourselves and do the shit that we need to do to take care of ourselves. Yeah. And that's what makes it harder, because when you're not like aware of what it is that you're feeling, like people really don't sit and process their feelings. So everything's explosive. Everything is like, if you say something, they get offended. Like it shouldn't be like that. Just, listen to the people that are around you that really see you for who you really are, and like accept some opinions, because nobody wants to make you feel worse. People just want you to process, what you're going through. And the people that love me are telling me, yo, like right now, every time I like say anything, you snap. Really, like, don't take offense to that. I'd be like, am I really? And think about that. Like, because the people that love you are the ones that see that. The people that you're around and know how you really are going to see a shift in your behavior.
Absolutely.
It's necessary. Yeah.
Absolutely. Y después te pone tu taco.
Y te pone tu taco. Miren esos tacos. Cambia la vida. Ponte tu taquito. Ponte la musiquita.
It doesn't even have to be like those, high heels. It could be those baby heels. The baby heels that, that's what I call them.
Yeah. That is the best. True. When you put on your shoes and you dance. It's just, it's such dancing is just also like so healing.
It is. Music is very healing.
Yeah, and the way you shake your body is
Mm-hmm.
super necessary because you let go of so much like energy that way. You know,
Yes.
our
Yes.
ancestors did this for
Yes.
centuries through their
Yes.
rituals, their circles.
Yes.
Um, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. I really like going back to the baby shower. Like my husband no se sentó. Él no se
No.
No,
sentó.
your husband no se
No,
sienta.
él bailó con todo el mundo. Mira. Él
Hasta con el
bailó.
DJ bailó.
Mira, él bailó con los
Con,
mayores. Él
con todo el
bailó
mundo.
hasta con los jovencitos, con los
Con todo el
jovencitos.
mundo.
Sí,
Esa música de, tú sabes, gente joven.
sí,
Sí.
the hip hop, la vaina, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, he the next morning he goes, I had such a blast. I had such a great time there.
He let
He was
go of
like,
all those
he goes, it felt so good to just
energies.
dance and like go. And I was like, yeah, it did. It was, he goes, and you know what? You know what I also noticed? He goes, the energy there was full of love. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
love
there was
that.
good people
Everybody
there.
said that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
The
said that.
energy there was just like people just showing love. It's like everybody put everything to the side and they were just so present and it was just so loving and welcoming, that energy. And I was like,
Well, the person that hosted this baby shower, invítenme a todos los party así.
yeah, well,
Sí.
yeah,
Y
yeah,
ellos tienen, aunque, si ellos tienen más party, they're about to just have a baby, so no sé cuánto party van a tener, pero
Sí.
invítenme.
Lo que me
yes.
gusta. I
But
love going to places that is like that. That you go in and you just feel, and everybody
I
just
see.
talk to everybody. ¿Qué? ¿Cómo tú estás? Y aquí, por aquí. Like, it's so nice to connect to people that are just so like chill and relaxed. And como tú dijiste, present. Being present is so
and
amazing.
welcoming and welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people don't realize how sometimes, because I think a lot of people don't realize how sometimes their energy is not welcome. Like they
Yeah.
walk in, you know those people that you just walk in and you see them and you know it's heavy. Like
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if those people know that their energy is like that. You know, like
That's
those
a good
people,
question.
yeah, like that. They don't have to say a word, and you're like, ugh.
Well, hurt people. And people that are
That's true.
super like, that's projection, they walk in and they don't want to be seen, but they're being seen. And they'll do anything to like, it's very strange
Yeah,
because they kind of want to be a part of it, but don't,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It's very, so
Yeah.
they're the offensive ones. They're the ones that say things that try to make you feel like a certain way, but it's them
Yeah, it's
projecting.
like people that hate the world.
What?
What?
Que
What
todo
is
le
like?
hiede, que todo le hiede. Entran en esos
See,
sitios.
they hate
Oh
the
my
world
God.
and everything is a complaint and everything is happening to them. And that's like, yo, chill. Relax.
No. Just chill. Be here. And that's why it's so necessary to carry a light because you could shift that on people. But más mierda que te dan, tú sigue con tu being positive and they say things and you just remove yourself. They'll realize that they're the ones. Nobody wants to be around that shit. You'll turn around and you teach them by, okay, this is as far as I'm going to go with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not, like, your energy is fucking, like, horrible and you stink of, like, negativity. Get away from
without
me.
even saying a word. So that's why I'm wondering, like, do they even know? Because you're not even saying a word. You're just there.
Esa energía viene tan, like, powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Que viene así, desde que yo entra, you're like, oh, shit.
It's
Like,
amazing.
oh my God.
And that's why it's so important to read the room, read the energy, figure
I
out
know. And they'll be like,
what you want. Yeah.
ahí viene tú with your, nice stuff in the world. Blah, blah, blah. No
I
vengan con
see, I
eso.
see.
Y a mí no me vengan con tu amargura. Que a ti la vida te quiere, pero a mí no.
A mí no.
Yes. You too happy.
Oh my
And
God,
you
I hear
too
that all the
miserable.
time.
Why are you so
¿Qué te
miserable?
importa? Like, if my freaking energy it makes you feel that bad, like, then get away from me because your energy is not doing anything to me. Sigue tú por tu camino. And the thing is that those are the people that judge you the most, and you're not even looking at their shit. Like, you're not even worried. You wonder, like, where's this coming from? Because I don't even know where it's coming from. Because I'm not busy thinking about you, boo boo. Like, I'm too busy thinking about like my shit and
Yes.
my energy.
Yes. Yes.
So it's
And
very strange, you
it
know?
is. So you do your own thing y ponte los taquitos.
Y ponte tu
Yo,
taquito.
we
Again,
should tell our followers and listeners, mándenos foto con su taquito, pues.
Mándenos
I
foto con su taco.
see.
Pónganse
I
su taco y
see.
mándenos foto.
Yeah, just tag us at notodosecuraconvicks and send us
Sí.
your taquitos,
Sí.
los zapaticos
Los
rojos. Pueden ser
zapatitos de
o
Christmas.
cualquiera, puede, whatever your shoes are gonna be.
La botica, lo que
Yeah,
sea.
the shoe that makes you feel good, like you look
Mm.
good, you feel confident, you feel like you're on top of the world, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You should take a picture and send it to us.
And for the fellas, if you got some shoes like that you feel like good, like,
Los
oh
zapatitos
shit,
blancos de que ellos bailan.
from the bands, tienen la bota de Jodeci, you know, whatever you want to do. I don't know. Like,
Los
You
zapaticos de
need to dance
bachatero.
bachata. Yes.
yo, those little shoes from DR, yo, that should be mad funny.
Yo, con la punta.
Con la puntica frente, yo, that's mad funny, yo.
That is hilarious. That's
But
hilarious.
yeah, whatever makes you feel like, oh shit, like I feel like unstoppable right now. Ustedes no se han visto en el espejo before and just say, damn, I'm fucking fly. I'm fly.
I look good today.
Yeah.
A mí que nadie me hable porque yo hoy estoy acabando.
Be like, And yeah, remind yourself, those are affirmations, baby. So do that from time to time. Look at yourself. It's very important to look at yourself in the mirror. I was following at one point, Alicia Keys was doing like this whole thing before she wrote her book. She was doing all these like rituals and I followed her and she was doing this one thing that she said she struggles with the most. And it was like these affirmations, looking at herself in the mirror and looking at her attributes and stuff that she has, like, you know, or like her facial expressions that she makes, in which way she finds herself like the most beautiful or whatever. And she said she couldn't like, she never really looked at herself. Like she looked at herself through a reflection differently, like just like her shoes or the way the outfit looks, but not her face. Like
that's a beautiful ritual.
Yeah, so it was like,
doing it.
yeah,
like your whole body and stuff.
And just scan it and scan like your face and like appreciate your eyes. While you're doing it, you're like looking at your eyes and say, thank you so much for giving me the ability to look at myself the way I am right now. Or like your nose or whatever. Because most of the time we criticize especially our facial.
We are
like,
so mean to our body.
We really
it's
are.
horrible.
We are so horrible. Yes.
I used to like, couldn't even look at my nose at one point. Hey, esta nariz. Y después it was like, oh, these lips. Like every time it was something. And now I'm like finding like, oh my God, even if I have a blemish, I'm like, hey, this is a blemish I have for a reason, you know? This is because of the stress, but I'm working on that.
Yes. One of the things that I started doing yesterday, December 1st, was I disconnected, right? No notifications of Instagram or anything. But then what I'm doing is at the end of each night, which just was the first night, is I think about 3 things that I was grateful for throughout the day. I then write something that I did well to make me feel confident, something that I did well. And then the other one is something that made me smile.
Nice. That's good. Nice. I love that. I love that.
Doing it for the entire month of November. I mean,
December.
Yes.
Very
December.
nice. Very, very nice. I love that. And it's like setting those intentions, like, and again, like you can do this and say, okay, this is for the 30 days and then start something completely different. Like you don't have to do something every single day for the rest of your life to continue like a certain way of showing up for yourself. It could always look different because we shift and we change constantly. So it's cool, but
it's something that has to be done.
I love that you're doing. Yeah, but it just has to be done.
Yeah.
In what ways do you show up for yourself, Maggie? What do you do? Like when you're stressed or you're not stressed, what kinds of things do you?
Like the stressors of having a 5-year-old. You were sharing before us recording.
Yeah.
The stressors of
the stress of having a 5-year-old and entering the 5s, not knowing what thinking that shit is going to look one way and it looks something completely different.
Yeah.
You know, you go into parenting and you're like, oh, I'm going to deal with attitude and talking back when they're like 12. And that shit hits you in the face when they're like 5. You're like, what is going on? Right? You're crazy.
Yes.
How do I deal with it? So, one thing that since very early in my life that I've always needed to be able to function, be a functioning, normal person in society is
to make sure, como mami decía, asegurarme que no voy a la casa.
Exactamente. Is my alone in the patio and you're all pretending to be like 17. And they where,
monitored. Yeah.
They didn't care about that shit. I was all the way in the patio with my computer. But I used to go in there and I used to close all the windows and just listen to music and be there for hours by myself. Yeah. That is the most important. Massages, acupuncture, I do all of that. That's all great. I need a long time. Yeah. I need a long time. So, it's so hard to get that when you have a small child. So what do I do? Which I'm not proud. Sometimes I let it, build up and I wait to those moments where like little things bother me. And that brings me the awareness of like, I need a long time. Like, for example, when I'm driving my son to school or to swim class or anywhere, he likes to talk a lot. And we talk about anything, we have, conversation about this, blah, 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 blah. When I see myself that I have to be telling him, Mateo, I want to drive in silence. Like, I need to drive in silence. That right there, I'm like, okay. Yeah. Because any little thing and any question will just bother me. That's like a signal. And then I'm like, okay, I need to be by myself. And I tried it. It's hard, but I try to do something where it's just me alone. Or if there's a day that I know that my husband is going to be out and he's going to be in school, where I'm like, this morning I have it for myself and I'm just going to do nothing, that's pretty much what I do. I used to, before being a mom, I used to meditate every morning. That really helped. Sometimes I find that hard to do every single morning now. So I give myself grace and I'm like, if I can't do it, I can, I can,
you're doing whenever you can. Yeah. And if it feels like one day you want to, you do it. And if you don't, the next day you don't. ¿Verdad? Yeah. It should be that way.
But it's about finding little moments where I'm just alone by myself, and listening to music really helps me too. So it's finding like a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. That really helps me like reset. Yeah.
Yeah. I love my alone time. Oh my gosh. And I value that. Oh, I like, it's, and I never thought I'd be that type of person because I've always been around people. And I thought that's what I needed, and I realized it was a complete opposite.
Yeah.
Big families. So everything's always been together. We never really saw, well, at least in my case, I never really saw any of those adults like wanting the alone time and being alone. I never saw that.
Yeah, so, I was that person that I used to go to the movies by myself all the time. I have gone to dinner at a restaurant, a sit-down dinner by myself.
I've done that.
I used to do all of those things.
And the city's so cool.
Keep doing
Oh my God, yes.
You need to keep doing that. You need to
I used to do all of those things
and go to the movies.
Yeah, that's a good time
for you.
What I
do sometimes, it's what I was doing in the summer now, because now I really need to figure out with so much work. But what I used to do in the summer is I used to go to acupuncture, take the express bus, and then I would sit and I would have lunch and I would walk around and, just have like that little like, me time, a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. It's about taking care of that, especially when you're dealing with a 5-year-old.
I know. I'm like, yo.
I'm so sorry that you thought that attitude started at the age of 12.
I really did, because I don't remember having attitude at 5. I mean, I also lived in fear at a very young age.
those kids, they start giving you attitude. As I think, for me, it was like, yeah, like I think there was always attitude, but I think it got really like consistent at kindergarten. I think they start. They're in school and they learn so many things.
Alicia started at 3.
Yeah, like yes, the attitude was there. It was always there, but it got really like big
3 years old, and I was just like,
they
oh
started
my
going to kindergarten.
god.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's the word I hate,
Mhm.
or slamming doors.
One day Alicia was like, you don't love me anymore. You don't love me. And just started crying in the room. Una cosa de novela. And I'm like, oh my God.
Goodness.
Yeah, she's very dramatic. So it was like everything was over the word, like everything. And she would associate things to books and she'll like use those big words. Like, you're just being sarcastic. Like all these, like, I'm like, oh my. I was like, this kid is going to be an actress. I'm going to make so much money out of her.
It's insane. Like, oh my
insane.
God,
Super
the attitude.
Yeah, prepárate, mi amor. Eso no es nada.
Yeah. Era como yo te
And
estaba.
and the
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mira,
Oh,
si no
yeah.
hacía eso cuando era chiquito, le daban esa galleta.
It's sweepy ese. Mhm.
primero te decía,
I couldn't
oh my
even
God, because
I couldn't even look at her a certain way. Like it was
I
bad.
used to
No me
roll
mire
my
así.
eyes. I used to roll my eyes, and a mí me decían, te voy a sacar los ojos. I think I even got hit here. Ahí mismo en los ojos, dije para
No,
que no hiciera eso.
Mommy's reflex shit was so fast. Before I was even like sweepy, ya la galleta venía para acá. No, she didn't play. I couldn't like be disrespectful at all. I couldn't roll my eyes.
And I think we raise our kids different. So
Yeah.
in a way, it's good that they express their anger and they express how they feel. And of course, you manage it differently. That's where the inner child work comes too. Because if you have your own trauma, that little person is going to wake up and try to fight your son or your
It becomes
and that's
it's true.
And that's
why you got to
telling
take care of your little one
Like-
too, your little child.
when he's trying to be don't sue me, but like, a little jerk. Yo, for real. And like, I never have and I tell him, I never have a problem with you telling me how you feel. You can say no to me. You don't have to agree with me. Like, you can tell me how you feel. My problem is your tone of voice. Like, you're yelling at me. Like, you're being rude.
Yeah.
Your attitude is nasty right now. That's my problem. Is your attitude.
You'd be like, look, little boy, this is your delivery to me? That's not okay.
Okay, like, you can tell me all that completely different.
Yeah, it's the delivery, it's the way he's coming out. But you're teaching him, which is the most important thing. And he's testing you. And he feels safe enough to test you. So that's dope. You're doing a good job.
I told you.
So,
what happened to me with the church.
Yeah.
Just to share with my listeners, right? Our listeners, my son,
this
my
is
oldest
hilarious.
son, was 7 years old. And during that time, it was during Christmas time. So we would go, when the boys were a little young, we would take them to church. Well, I would really take them to church on Sunday. And the pastor had this activity. I don't fully remember the whole process, but it was more of like everyone at the church they gave a piece of paper and a pencil, and you would have to write what you're grateful for and then fold it and put it in a basket and then put it in the altar. So we all did it. And, I asked Chris, and Chris was like, I'm grateful for my family and my friends. And, I saw Nana's and I saw mine. And Andrew refused to show us his, right?
He's like, no, it's okay.
No,
this is private.
He's like, no, I don't want to show it. I don't want to show it, no. But that was...
ahí, nada más mirando el papelito así de que...
The Dominican mom. And, sí, espérate, ese papel, yo lo voy a ver.
Yeah, so that was that week. I don't remember what exactly happened, but he got in trouble and we were like, no PlayStation, right? You're not playing PlayStation. And he was mad because he was a freak when it came to PlayStation. He still is. And he didn't want to show the piece of paper. So my Dominican mom, I was like, ahí ese muchacho.
His secret little Santa.
So why don't you want to share? So la mujer, when she came with the basket and everything, I knew the lady from the basket. So I was like, ay, doña, que le dijo mío. I don't even remember what I said, but I convinced that lady to let me look in that basket
Oh,
and
shit.
find my son's note.
You saw what everybody was being grateful for in that church.
Ella hizo así. Nope, that's not actually.
I found him, and his note was, I am praying this Christmas for a new family. Rompió el corazón en pedacito.
Holy shit.
But I was pissed too. I was really pissed.
That would break my heart too. But that was all because of the freaking PlayStation. You see these kids?
And he was like 7 years old. No. And like I was telling you, pon eso en ese papel.
At the church. They would have called the authorities on ass.
Or the pastor would call and be like, we need a family meeting with you.
Yeah, if you didn't check that.
But then, when you would have told the pastor, he would have been like, no. Lo que usted hizo está mal. No PlayStation otra vez.
Otra vez.
Usted tiene que honrar a su padre y a su madre. He wouldn't be like, this church. He would be like, I want to praying for a different church too now.
I need to get out of this church. This is a trap. This is a freaking trap.
This was before I did my inner child work. So it was the adult mom devastated. Oh my God, he doesn't love me. And then the little girl of me, like, how fucking dare you? Do you know how good you have it?
Yeah. All these emotions, you fighting these like emotions. Like,
guy, it's not a big deal. He's just mad at us.
Because they look at everything differently.
Yes. They really do. Husbands look at everything differently. Like this whole experience with kindergarten has been, I feel like no parent is ready to experience kindergarten. It's like you go through pre-K, right? And you're like, okay.
They're so cute.
And then you go into kindergarten and it's like, they need to learn sight words. They need to learn this. They need to learn that. They need to learn this. They need to learn how to, and you're just like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Una presión. Yeah. You're the one sitting with the kids doing all this shit.
Yes. So especially now we have like a down pack system and we're like, okay, we figure it out. We figured kindergarten out, I think. Right. Mm-hmm. But at first it was hard because now you have to adjust so much and there's so many expectations.
Yeah.
And you're just like, where's my kid at? And and I was stressing. And my husband is like, he'll figure it out. We all did. And he's like, our parents didn't help us and we don't know how to read. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you know? No.
We don't know how to read.
I know how to read. We figure it out, We went to high school. We graduated.
We're good.
I'm like, what? And I'm like, he goes, you're driving yourself crazy. You shouldn't do that.
In a way, it's true, though.
It's true. It's true. I stressed out about shit that I really didn't have to stress out when I was doing this whole parenting thing. Let me tell you that much. Yo no sé lo que me pasó. That I was like, I turned everything bigger than it was, but it was because it was new to me and it was so different. And this world is just like, so I needed to find a balance. But I remember stressing out for like, I'm like, yo, I gotta chill. So Will brings a balance to you. Like,
he does. Okay. He does. He's like, he'll figure it out. And now he's like, you see, he's figuring it out. You see, I told you. I'm like, cállate.
And to an extent,
there was a point that I was like, I think I need to be home more. I think, I don't know, with this business. And he's like, usted tiene que trabajar.
We got this. We got this.
You and I'll be home.
Go.
It's
people.
I think it's the pressure also that it's been putting so much in kindergarten. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's insane.
It's not the same.
The kindergarten pressure is crazy.
Like, what happened to just cutting shapes and putting them in the same, gluing, make more, more sensory, more learning about your emotions, more about yoga. Yes, you can introduce all these things in a different way. And now it's just so like the curriculum sucks ass.
Guys, let me tell you. So when was this? Report card and parent-teacher conference was, I think, the beginning of November.
Kindergarten.
Report cards. Okay, let me tell you, there's a whole section at the bottom about, and some of them is like, which Mateo, so the grading is from, it's like 1, which is like below, like really like below average, and then 3 is like above. Or, no, I'm sorry, 4 I think is above, and then 2 is like almost at average, and then 3 is like average, right? And these 2 things he got 2, and I go, I'm surprised he didn't get a 1. I was like, that's amazing. 1 was Oje, a 5-year-old. What was it? It was
You mentioned time management.
Time management. Yes.
I was like, she told me that. I'm
like,
no, excuse me. He wasn't even 5. He was 4.
Yeah, he was still 4. He just turned 5.
I'm like, adults can't handle time.
Cannot manage time. I was like, time management. I was like, his 42-year-old father struggles with that.
No, hold on.
I was like, please. It gets better.
4-year-old.
How neat his work area is. I'm like, do you know Mateo? He's all over the place. Yes. I was like, I'm surprised. Yeah. Time management and how neat like his work area is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Oh, and there's another one. Critical thinking. Like, how much do they do? And I'm like, which is great. You want a kid to be like, a critical thinker. But I have a very pragmatic child. So Mateo is very black and white. And we're sort of like teaching him how like the world is kind of gray. And sometimes, not everything is black and white. There's like that gray area. So he does struggle with like, if you tell him the sky is blue in the morning and is black at night. Sorry, he's here.
It's okay.
It's fine. No.
And if you tell, and then you're like, but today is gray. He'll be like, but it's morning. It should be blue. And it's like, he kind of, he struggles to see that, like, in between, like, he struggles with like people having a different, point of view from his.
Right.
But that's normal for a child.
For a 5-year-old. And it's just so interesting because you want them to be critical thinkers, but your curriculum is so robotic and so and so structured. And to become a critical thinker, it's being more of like thinking the gray area. So, but your curriculum is just, what's the word?
One way or the other.
Yeah.
And it shows like, it's so crazy. I saw this one thing. It's about like the curriculum and it shows like all these different, it's like animals, right? They're like in a zoo and they're showing like the bear, the turtle, all these different animals all in one line. And they're like trying to show like, the progress, but they're all teaching them the same thing and how the turtle is going to take like probably 5 hours to get to the finish line compared to another. And it doesn't mean that one is better than the other because that one turtle is his better critical thinker than the one that's, how can you base everyone to the same standard when everyone has a different,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, it's just, I can't deal with.
It's so, your curriculum is so rigid. How do you build critical thinkers? Because it's so rigid. It's
I
crazy.
can't.
When Maggie told me about time management, I was like,
time management.
I'm a therapist. No. I deal with adults that struggle with time management. How are we grading a 4-year-old based on him knowing how to manage time? That's just insane.
I can't even believe this I'm hearing right now.
Yeah, it's
kindergarten.
Insane.
It's not even kindergarten. I cannot even picture anyone grading a middle school age child on time management.
Yep.
And it's, and I like his school a lot. It's a really good school. It's not like a super like rigorous, cause they are like these like rigorous schools that in kindergarten it's insane. They're not like that,
I remember.
I do like that. And the parents are very nice. Like we all have a chat and it's very nice because some parents are like I think it was yesterday, a father goes, realistically, who has time to do homework every night? Like after school.
Yeah.
Like every single night. Who has time to do that?
Yeah. I used to work in a school where every morning the kindergartens had to shout out and say what year they were going to graduate from college. So they will be like, if they were like, they will do the math, right? The teachers will do the math. So they'll be like, okay, you're going to graduate from college in 2035, let's just say. So then every morning the routine was, when you're going to graduate from college? 2035. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yo no
How about
entiendo.
shout out, like your feelings or something? Like, let's work on that shit.
Yes. Like really.
Also, why don't we teach kids that, college is great,
And
but it's not for everybody. And if you don't, it doesn't mean that you're not smart.
Mhm.
Just means that maybe you are built to go to a trade school. And
Yes.
honey, if you go to a trade school, you'll probably be making mad money more than a person that got a bachelor's
What
and is
if
working,
what
after
if
college.
your family left you $3 billion? You don't even have to go to school.
Yes.
Teach, what if it's your business,
Yes.
learning about investment, shit like that. Like, really just college as the only, and it's
only
like
way.
brainwash.
Yes.
Could you imagine if that kid doesn't make it to college?
Yes.
He's been yelling this since
2035. Cuando llegue 2035 y el muchacho no está en college.
Oh my God.
Jesús, pobre.
His whole life. This is his whole life.
That's insane.
No.
Yeah.
Ojalá que haya unos
Yeah.
taquitos que puedan ponerse los zapaticos for the confidence. Ay,
¿Tú te
Dios.
imaginas? All right, 2035, los taquitos.
I didn't go to
I
college,
didn't go to
but I'm
college, but
happy.
look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, it's bad. Like the school system is getting really bad.
I
Really.
know. That Common Core started around the time
Yeah.
Alicia started going to elementary
bad.
school. And I remember just reading about the whole Common Core thing and how it's based on, only one way. And basically the way we were taught to do certain things, math or, even literature,
Yes,
like reading and writing was
changed.
completely different. So even I didn't know how to teach Alicia how to do certain things because my way wasn't right. And if she did the problem wrong, according to the way I taught her, she got the problem wrong.
Yeah.
Like, even if it was right.
And I just remember kindergarten being so much fun.
I loved kindergarten. I still remember my kindergarten teacher, Miss Lochner. You were the shit. Like,
Sure, yes.
She was amazing.
Yeah, she was. However,
really-
we would get in trouble. I don't know if she did this.
She
with you
was.
guys. She would tell us, "You all are go to your desk, put your head down," and we had to drink tomato juice.
Yeah.
What?
I did.
Yes, she gave us tomato juice, and she was
Eso sabe malísimo.
exact. Yes, and when everybody was like, "I don't want it," and she would give us tomato juice. I don't think she is able to do that now with the parents these days.
No.
Definitely not. I think she
No.
retired right at the right time.
She used to be like, "Put your head down," and then your head. Our head
But
was down
Yessy,
for a
I don't
good few
remember
minutes.
the tomato juice, but I did have to put my head down.
Yeah, no, she used to give us
Okay,
tomato
because
juice.
by the time
Yeah,
that
I
you
was-
came along, someone probably said,
Yeah.
you can stop with the tomato juice.
Yeah,
you
you
cannot
can't
do
do
that
that.
shit.
A meeting with Mr. Morrison, who was the principal
on.
at that
I
time.
remember Mr. Morrison.
She used to give us tomato juice. Y a mí no me gustaba y yo lloraba.
Ay, Jesús. But that's not a bad punishment.
Did you
but,
tell
you know,
mommy?
No.
Los niños de antes no hablaban.
Say?
Estos muchachos de ahora te dicen, listen, let me tell you what she made me do. I don't like that tomato juice.
No, porque a nosotros no decía.
What would mommy say? If I go and I tell mommy,
know what mommy would say?
Así
Miss
mismito.
Wagner me dio jugo de tomate. Y a mí no me gustó. ¿Y por qué? Porque at recess we misbehave. What she's
porque
gonna
se
say?
bien.
Se lo
That's what
merece.
está bien. No,
Mhm.
That's what you have to do. It's so
No, porque
simple.
ese es tu mamá. While you're there as your
yes.
parent.
Ese
Ese,
tu segunda
you respect
mamá.
es lo que diga ella. Mhm.
Meanwhile, now kids nowadays, they don't even, they'll be like, I don't like this and I'm not drinking it. You
Yeah.
cannot make
You
me.
can't make me.
Yeah.
It's a boundary.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 You're stepping over my boundaries and I don't respect that.
And there were
Yeah.
kids that would gag, and she'd be like, "I want you to drink your tomato juice."
Ay, no, Miss Agno no hacía eso by the time
Alguien tuvo una conversación con ella y le dijo, you need to cut that out. That is not okay.
Yeah, we didn't get tomato juice. She did make us like, bring our head down. But then I didn't really care because I was like, oh, I could take a little nap here. And then we used to play 7-Up. You remember 7-Up?
Yes.
You had to bring the finger. Like,
know
you gotta
what
guess who it was with the
What
finger.
they do now is when they're like, if the kids are having like, let's say someone is having like a hard day, whatever, there's no more like punishment or anything like that. They have like this cozy corner.
Oh yes, I worked at the cozy corner
You go
when
into
I
the
worked.
cozy corner, and you
can
stay there for a few minutes, whatever. Yeah,
Kind of
because you have the big timers, and you can have the 5 minute, the 2 minute, or the 3 minute, and you turn it around. You got to pick which one it is.
Make it sound like it's a punishment. It's just like more
No.
like
You need a moment to reflect.
Yeah.
Sí, pero si tú tienes un niño que le gusta mucho
En cozy
corner, they're like, no. Yeah. AKA my son at a point was like, I just want to go. They're like, no.
So
this
smart.
Is not, no.
He's a smart guy.
No.
He's smart.
Cozy corner.
Yo le saco el jugo at cozy corner if I was his age.
Trato de sacarle jugo. Le dijeron que no. Eso no es para eso.
I love what they got to put in ese corner, tomato juice for Mateo. Every time you say here, you have to have tomato juice.
Y cuando él venga, yo le voy a decir, tú te portas bien, no te dan tomato juice. Ya.
Pórtate ahí, pórtate bien. Well, ladies, yeah.
Yeah, we're coming to an end because it's over an hour. We're having so much fun.
I know. I love it.
What do you guys recommend? Like we spoke about Christmas, lo taquito, parenting, Dios mío, pero what do you recommend? What do you want to say to the listeners during the holidays?
Yo, keep your head up. Put some Tupac on. Now, seriously, like find those places that make you feel good. Boundaries. Like you said, Yessy, you go to these places, you don't feel good, leave. If you already know you don't want to be there, set up an escape plan. If your Christmas, New Year's looks different this year than it did last year, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Maybe this is your moment to really look within and enjoy your own company. That's okay. It's a beautiful thing. It's not bad to be alone sometimes.
Nope.
If that's, we have to accept what is at the moment, and it has to be a moment where we evolve and we grow. We grow from different situations, and we have to adapt to certain things. Find comfort in the place you are at the moment. Whatever it is, you're not less than. It's just different. And your situations it's not a reflection of you at all. You have to separate that and just say, this is a lesson that I need to learn. And I struggle with that too. Sometimes something comes up that I'm not used to, or I'm not aware that I'm acting a certain way, and I have to figure it out. You know what? Somebody mentioned something. I should really take that into consideration and work on myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, you said it perfectly.
Yeah.
And remember, the holidays are not forever.
Yes.
Come January, desaparezcanse.
Yes. Hibernate. Coño. Yeah. Yes. Work on yourself.
Let's
There's so
all
many
go
things.
to Hotel Nyack and have a bathrobe party.
I come with my tacos. Maggie will be with her robe.
Sí, y mi taquito, porque
Y Yessy con su traje.
Mi traje.
Hello. Y sus tacos rojos.
Y mis tacos rojos.
Yes. Ya lo saben. Everybody stay up, be safe. Enjoy where you are.
Yes.
Shine your freaking light. Don't let anybody dim.
Learn how to say no.
It's okay. A confident no gains a lot of respect. Like it or not. You're not here to please nobody else but yourself. Think about yourself and then think about others.
Learn how to say no. Once you learn how to say no, be real with yourself. Be realistic with yourself. Be in spaces where you want to be, where you feel loved and joy and all the good things. And when you do that, make sure you look hot. ponte tu taco, ponte tu traje, ponte lo que tú quieras, lo que es taco para ti, ponte.
Sí.
Ay,
Goza.
sí, y señores, váyanse, ellos hay conciertos. There's like typical concert in United
¿dónde?
Palace.
Sí.
United
Really?
Palace, yeah, in February. Compran su ticket. I should get paid for this, but listen, váyanse, váyanse a janguear safely or pongan su party en su casa, but have fun.
Sí.
Yeah.
O vayan a los party que ustedes digan, yo puedo ir a este party. Like, I'm looking forward to our party with the cousins.
Yes.
Porque we're going to go y vamos a dormir in our cousin's house.
Yes.
Porque, you know, I get tired early. I don't have to worry about that. Yo voy ahí con mis sweatpants y mi taquito. You guys are going to see it. I'm going to do it.
I
Como
love
poner mi
it.
traje,
We'll
ya
take
yo
a
tengo mi
picture
traje.
y lo pongamos en el cosa in our page so people can see us dolled up.
¿Qué tú te vas a poner, Haydee? Yo me voy a poner un traje.
Yo me voy a poner un traje con mi taco.
Yo también.
Haydee y Yessy fueron to this little spot here in Fordham where they sell these like dresses for prom, and that's what they're wearing. Y la cretona grandísima.
Sí, mira, if that's what makes me feel sexy, eso es lo que me voy a poner.
No,
Y
yo me
cuando
voy a
estemos
poner
jugando bingo,
la
ella no se va a
cretona.
sentar en la
Mami.
silla.
No, nosotros
Everybody's gonna be like, ¿para qué tú te pusiste eso?
Nosotros no vamos a jugar ningún bingo. Yo hay mucho juego bueno. We're gonna post that para que ustedes vean. We're a trip, girl. We're a trip. Yo sí.
Yeah.
Pero
So,
sí, my gente, love you all.
Felicidades, we love you. Continue
Happy
to support
holidays.
us.
Happy holidays.
Felicidades.